Thank you to HUEL and Shopify for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit. Mourners of the Reject encampment, we're back for more Last of Us.
What are you smiling about, Tara? Why are you smiling?
Because it's going to be fun, Roxanne.
I'm hoping it's a better beginning.
We are going to have fun as a family today, all right? Nothing bad's happened. We're going to catch up with Ellie and Joel. Everything is going to be great,
Okay.
all right? Tara, how you feel today?
Fighting through it.
Oh.
Fighting through it.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the gold at the end of the rainbow in regards to what's going to happen with this show.
Samesies.
That's where I'm at.
Roxanne?
Ellie told me it's Ellie and Joel forever. It will always be Ellie and Joel. And that's what I choose to believe.
Yep.
No new characters. We're just going to watch them hang out for a little bit. And if you guys want to hang out with all of us on the crew watching The Last of Us, we actually have 2 different experiences of this show that you can check out. On Sunday nights, as soon as we can after the episode is aired, Greg, Andrew, Gordon, and Aaron Alexander, in case you're new and you don't know who those people are, if I were to just say their first names, they're doing the Experts React. Gamers, they've played every inch of The Last of Us, so if you want to see people who know everything that's coming, who can explain every little Easter egg and detail, tune in for Greg, Andrew, and Aaron. Or if you want to get the fresh reaction from people who have no idea what is in store, as certainly as evidenced by last week, that's us on Monday mornings. So you get a double dose of The Last of Us here at the channel. Thank you guys for making this possible, just because it's one of the rare shows in which we get to cover it this way. So yeah, tune into them, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. And when you subscribe,
ring the bell. I'm just trying to get to this episode.
They rang the bell
I need a
in
better
the last
future.
episode to get everybody ready.
And I sang it when they were ringing it.
Aaron, I borrowed your bell. It's a somber bell.
Uh-oh.
This is, yeah, that's how I feel.
It's a somber
too.
bell.
Yep.
But you know who rings a slightly more cheery bell is the folks over at Patreon who make a lot of these videos possible, especially these, right up to the release, kinds of videos where you never know what claims are going to come your way. We've had a huge influx of copyright claims and other difficulties behind the scenes lately that are reasonably beyond our control, and Patreon is a great way to offset some of that stuff while also getting you guys some additional bonus content in the process. If you are so inclined, come on over there. We got full-length reaction watch-alongs for The Last of Us, both versions where you'll sync up with your own HBO Max subscription. We also got a whole bunch of other stuff streaming over there. That is a good, lovely time. Also, I couldn't help but notice fresh drips on either side of me. The new Eject tea available now at rejectnationshop.com. Y'all are killing it, man. The Sheject stuff is choice. Not to create competition between the various factors of our shirt arm, but yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We love this, baby.
We love it.
Yeah, that's the VHS of The Last of Us that we're about to pop into our VCR.
Let's go.
Got a bunch of lovely, fun, and additional posts going up on all of our social media at Real Rejects, wherever books are sold. Roxy and the team been killing it as usual.
Greg told me anytime anything big happens on this show, I can clip out our reactions and put it on. So you better believe you should.
Good luck, because I don't know what you're going to find to clip out any of these weeks.
No material
really. Can't
from
think
the
of
last
week.
episode
No.
at all.
And definitely probably nothing from this episode. But this is the perfect time to find out. So
Let's go.
Let's get it going, gang.
Okay, so we're not going straight into our opening.
We're going into the aftermath. Pulling out from.
I don't want to see it. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm like,
No, the watch. The watch.
is Ellie gonna take the watch?
Oh, I hope so. God damn, if they didn't give it to her.
She better.
Oh, buddy.
Stop showing him to us. I know it's not even him, but just like.
No, they're forcing you to accept the reality.
I told you I'm unwilling to do that.
Trust the body. Huh.
I'm okay with Tommy having it too.
Give Sarah my love.
Like, I thought maybe his hand was gonna move, or he was gonna like.
I'm so with you, Tara.
Like,
my
I'm
brain is
still,
not letting me.
I'm in denial.
Yeah, me too.
Still,
Like,
dude.
denial is a river, and I am going down
We're
it.
swimming in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
Who is that?
Not sure.
Brutal.
It's okay. You're in the hospital.
Oh no.
We can give you something.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh my god.
This
Oh my
is
god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I hate everything.
Yeah, if we feel like this, imagine how she feels.
Yeah.
I'm also curious, what does like a blood transfusion mean for her in her situation? You know, we know
Yeah.
cordyceps in the
True.
brain. We know they were going after
True.
her brain, but just like any kind of medical treatment, could that put her at risk of being vulnerable, at least temporarily, till she replenishes or whatever? I don't know.
Right.
Or might they
Or more
find out
people
about her?
discovering her
Yeah, more
secret,
discovery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we didn't get any Pedro Pascal in the.
They didn't say his name.
I think they led with Tommy, unless I missed it. I think they led with Gabriel Luna.
I was too busy being blacked out.
No, the first name that came up was Gabriel Luna.
They put his name before Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think so.
Did you see? So now there was
yeah,
just
it's
one.
just one.
Did you see that?
Wow.
Yep.
I was just saying Jesus and Mary, and now it's just Mary. It's weird to compare them.
Another 5 years. Oh, okay, 3 months.
Okay, Jesse, I see you.
Some guns out.
I love him for his brain.
Yes, of course. And his charm. His charm.
Yeah.
Or
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
We see you.
All right, they want me
brah.
back. Here I am.
hey,
Yep.
see, it was that easy.
And how would you rate your pain? Scale of 1 to 10.
Nothing. 0.
Well, last PFT.
We could ask to have Pedro back. You think she's been here for 3 months?
Wow.
Seems
All
like
right.
it.
Or is it a checkup?
Today's the day.
Oh, today's the day she leaves.
Oh, wow.
So I just need you to see one more person, then you're good to go.
Where's Dina?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you
Psyche
doing?
gal.
Fine.
If you say it that fast, it kind of implies you're not.
It's really complicated because, feelings.
Okay.
Oh, come on, man. I've been stuck in here since...
Say it.
Yeah, I miss him. He meant a lot to me. So, yeah, upset and sad. When I got home, he was on the porch. I should have talked to him, but I didn't.
Do you regret that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. What a question.
Your final moment with someone doesn't define your whole time with them.
True.
It shouldn't, but it often does.
Yep.
In my last moment with Joel, he said he wronged you. Maybe bad.
I don't think you're allowed to share that.
Uh-oh.
What is it that he said that he did?
Go.
Well, that's the thing. It didn't really make sense. He said, I saved her.
He saved me a lot of times.
I really
Yeah,
don't
I
think
would
you can
think so.
share that.
That's not wronging someone.
But then again, she got drunk and told him she hated him. So
Well, it's not like she's going to get disbarred now or whatever they do when they strip you of your credentials.
Man, I wish I could have let him off the hook for whatever it was he was talking about. I
posturing
guess
right now.
I'll have to let myself off the hook for that.
Everyone were as healthy as you. What would I do for weed and booze?
I wouldn't worry, Gail. There's still a lot of fucked up people in this town.
But not you, though.
Yeah, you know.
Nice
The
change
whole
there.
expression's
Yeah,
broken.
really cool.
Great
shot.
tracking
And
shot.
right into the shadow. Love and things.
she's here solo now. Not even just in the back house. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
Big empty house.
I don't want this.
Oh.
Oh.
Wonder why Tommy didn't bring it to her. Oh. It's like in any other universe, I would say this is not a good time to give somebody a gun.
Mhm.
But
Take his flannel. Wear it as your own.
I would.
Ellie?
Is it Dina?
Kind of sounded like it.
I'm coming!
It was very relatable.
I went to the hospital when they let you out.
30 minutes ago, they made me talk to Gail.
Oh.
Did you?
I should have said thank you for all this time she came to visit.
It's okay. You would have done the same for me.
Yeah, maybe not as often.
We'll leave that.
I made you cookies.
Oh?
Hell
Just
yeah.
'cause?
No. This is a peace offering because I'm about to make you angry.
Oh no, she's back with Jesse.
In the hospital, when you asked me about that day,
Yeah.
I told you I didn't learn anything useful.
Oh.
That wasn't true. I know most of their names, and I know where they're from.
She wanted to wait till they were healed.
You cost us time. You let them get away.
If you want to find someone, and the only thing you know about them is where they're going to end up, maybe let them get there.
Yeah, that's smart.
Facts.
I loved him too, you know.
Yeah, they had a good relationship. Not the same, though.
Oh.
Where are we at romantically? I know this isn't the time, but like,
We're
Are
at
we
least
friends?
accepting the cookie stage.
yeah.
The dark-haired guy was Manny. The other guy was Owen.
The girl with the dark hair and the bald one of them's named Nora. I'm not sure which.
The girl with the braid.
Abby.
Abby.
Good memory, chickadee.
Where are they from?
I saw a patch on a backpack. Yellow triangle, wolf's head, and the letters WLF. Washington Liberation Front.
WLF.
Out of Seattle.
WLF. Wolf. Fucking morons.
That's funny.
Who else knows?
Just us. I wasn't going to tell anyone before you.
Yeah. They're lucky I love Dina so much. It's just helping them
Yeah.
now. And obviously, Ellie is my favorite, but Ethan is something. Vengeance for Joel. Let's go, baby.
Everyone have a cookie.
So now what?
Fuel is food is fuel.
Roxy brought cake just before we shot this, and it was very much an exchange like that.
Yeah, I was buttering you guys up. I haven't asked you for the favor yet, though. Just you wait.
If it had been you, Joel would be halfway to Seattle before the sun came up.
He'd be halfway to Seattle to save my life. But when we lost people, no, it would just break him like it was his fault. I saw that time and time again, and don't talk to me like I didn't know him. He was my brother.
Yep.
That's right.
That was a
dude.
really good. He's the best.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do this, but if we're gonna put a posse together, we gotta do it right, which means taking it to Maria. Yes, it's fucking necessary.
Yeah.
Open it up to the town. Everyone who wants to get heard gets heard.
But you'll back us, right?
Of course I will.
Well, hope so, buddy.
She's in an Aviator Nation jacket. That jacket's like
Totally.
$450.
I know. I know. I was looking at it. I was like, oh.
Not that
nice
that means anything in
jacket.
this environment,
Right.
You hold out information on me again, you got rendering detail for a month.
but they're so cute.
Funny cut, but yeah.
Them being the same height is.
Ellie, buried our dead 10 miles south of town. If you want to visit them.
No.
10 miles. Why?
When we're on our way to Seattle.
Oh, buddy.
Why 10 miles? It's kind of far.
Well, I guess fresh dead.
Yeah, so
Probably a
the
hazard.
Yeah, I
still.
guess that's right. Ugh, I hate when you're right about things like that.
Things I know very much
Yeah.
about. Meanwhile,
Well, you guys
in
all have the same
road-
scar. They all have them. You see all their faces?
Well,
No one falling, all clear. Keep moving.
And hers are fresh. She's new.
once we get resettled, I'll teach you to whistle.
passed down from the elders.
Why can't you tell me where we're going?
Because we don't know yet.
There's no earthly way of knowing.
Why can't she just keep us safe?
She's been dead 10 years, Constance. I wouldn't count on her to help.
Ezra said the prophet is eternal.
She is, in a way.
Prophet is eternal.
They're just people that see truths hidden from others and share that truth no matter what the cost.
This group sucks.
And that's how we keep her spirit alive. Follow her words, we obey her teachings, but we keep ourselves safe.
Then can I have a hammer?
Get your weapon, girl.
I wonder if they're called the Hammers or something. What is that group?
Tell me, you feel safer?
Yes.
Oh no, honey.
Good.
You guys carved her face.
Okay. That sounds like trouble.
I don't know.
Take cover!
Looks like you just stumbled into the war zone. It's like a riff on the Jesus fish.
I do think whistling gives away, though, that you are there.
Truly.
Demons?
Wolves.
Hey.
Good, but rotate
Okay.
more.
The Matrix.
Now the right side. Just the right side.
Hi, Jesse.
Come on, man, that side hurts more.
I noticed. Harder. Let's go. Last 5. There it is. Okay, done for the day.
Oh, Bella's a beast, dude.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
Well, for someone who sat on their ass for 3 months, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah?
Push-ups?
Yeah, crunches when they weren't looking.
Nice.
So you know about the meeting coming up. Can I count on you?
Can I count on your vote?
Can't discuss upcoming votes.
Dude, you were there.
I know that too. Gotta go.
That's gonna drive a wedge.
Here's a little advice. Organize your thoughts, write them down, and then read them out loud tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, because I'm stupid.
Because you're angry. No one's gonna vote for angry.
You and me both, girl.
No one's gonna vote for angry.
Yeah, you gotta come across
I
sensible.
am like in love with him, so let's just deal with that. I love you, Jesse.
Roxy's back in.
Corn, some of you have heard me say, is not the easiest crop to grow
has the juice.
versus time to harvest and get our
Scott.
life.
Maybe we should stick to what everyone else came here to discuss.
They're like, God, shut up.
I don't really have an opinion on the Seattle thing.
Okay, thank you.
Sit down, buddy.
Talk about corn next week. I feel bad for him. Give him
Scott's
his
gonna start a
corn.
mutiny right now. Yeah.
A lot of people in here buried family, and now you want to send what? You're saying 16 of our best? Well, while they're gone, who's going to be on the wall if raiders come? A wall that's barely mended.
It is true. It's 100% true.
So my heart is with you, Tommy and Ellie. We are too hurt, and it is too soon.
Thank you, Rachel.
I cannot wait to hear Ellie speak.
Oh, this guy.
Oh,
Next
no,
is
Seth.
Carlisle.
Oh no, Seth.
Forgive and be forgiven. No grudges, no revenge. And I'm not even a Christian. I've always seen the wisdom in that. That's what separates us from the raiders and the murderers, our capacity for mercy. Those sons of bitches don't deserve our mercy.
Okay, Seth. Let's go, Seth.
All right.
That's what makes it mercy. Well, to hell with that. To hell with you for saying it, Carlisle.
Seth, sit down.
No.
You're not on the list.
No! What the hell are we all talking about here?
Go, Seth.
My God, somebody shoots your brother. You want to take the locks off your doors? Grow up!
Oh, Jesus.
They'll come back because we didn't make them pay. They'll be laughing. And you'll all deserve it. Bunch of goddamn victims.
Ellie loves Seth.
LFG.
The new Joel.
She's like, I forgive you.
Yeah.
If someone hurts any of you or the people you love, you can count on me. That's what holds all this together.
She's taking notes up here.
Do what it takes to see that justice is done. Not for me, not even for Joel. Do it for us.
For the last of us.
That's right.
It's a really good speech. Good job, babe. She like convinced me that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The council will now vote on the proposal to send a party of 16 citizens to Seattle to find the people who killed Joel and execute them.
She said she would listen to whatever they decide, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think she's. Maybe it won't come to that. It probably will.
I mean, she would go rogue for sure.
16 is just so many.
Amy Beth?
Yes.
Yes, to send them.
Yes. No. No. Yes. No. No. No.
That's 5 no, 3 yes.
No.
She's not going to get it.
7,
Nope.
No.
8. That was 8 now.
The proposal is rejected.
Dang.
We're going rogue.
Who are the 3? I hope it was Tommy, Maria, and Jesse. But I don't think so based on the order they were sitting.
Oh, look at him. He's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Seth's going to go with her.
Totally. Me too.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Hell yeah. I had Tiger season tickets.
Her vibes are so fun on this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not as fun as on the studio. She's a hoot there.
She's probably been extra busy these last few weeks.
I'm supposed to see a shrink myself, to process it all.
So what do you do then?
Well, I'm an alcoholic, and I smoke as much weed as I can. Complete fucking disaster. But you're not here because you're worried about me.
No, man. Let's go for another 45 minutes.
I'm nervous she's going to do something stupid.
What, you didn't believe her speech? Of course not. She's a liar.
Oof.
It was maybe one person she told the truth to, and he's
6 feet
He's
under.
Joel.
That's true.
what matters is you're afraid. So let's talk about it.
Poor,
free of charge.
She just wanted us an hour to
Right.
Watch the game.
Tommy, I get it. You inherited her, and you want to keep her out of trouble. Take it from a psychotherapist of 40 years. Some people just can't be saved.
Ooh.
But he saved her.
Saved from themselves.
Or from their destiny.
Reject Nation, January 25th of this year, I weighed 218 pounds. As of a few days ago, I now weigh 181. Six-pack Greg is incoming. One of the many things that has helped me stay consistent is having smart, easy go-tos like HUEL's Black Edition ready-to-drink meals. It's a complete meal in a bottle, baby. With over 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, slow-release carbs, and low sugar, it has made it easy to stay on track. Before I ever partnered with them, I made it crystal clear in an email exchange. If I didn't like it, we weren't doing the deal. Obviously, you can guess how that went. It tastes great. Chocolate and iced coffee are pretty delicious. What I'm drinking right now is actually vanilla, but it's become a staple in the couple of fridges that we have here. So whether I'm heading to a shoot, running errands, or too tired to cook, which is usually the case, HUEL's there. No prep, no cleanup. Just crack it open and go. In under $5 a bottle, it's honestly cheaper than the vast majority of takeout. So if you've been trying to eat better, hit your protein, clean up your lifestyle, follow in the footsteps of Greg in some way, HUEL actually does help. So yes, if you'd like to support the channel, but more importantly, support your health, you can visit HUEL.com/rejects and use our code REJECTS to get 15% off your first order plus a free gift. That's HUEL.com/rejects. Thank you, HUEL, for being a part of my lifestyle and for sponsoring this video. Do it all with 6 bullets.
Who's going to go with her? Dina, Seth, Tommy?
Yeah.
Jesse?
Who is it?
Jesse, I think, yeah.
Hey, I'm just going to bed.
No, I don't think that is where you're going.
Please don't try and talk me out of this. Oh, you think that's why I'm here? So, what's your plan?
Go to Seattle and kill Abby.
And is that all guns, or do you have medical supplies in there? Better not land weird on an ankle or get a fever on your well-charted path.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
Hey, got the map.
Let's go, baby.
Winter coats for beds, jackets for blankets, first aid kits, batteries, bear spray.
Now, handguns. What are you bringing?
Gotta love a girl who's organized.
Chlorine tablets, a pan, and somebody to keep Shimmer dry.
Just Shimmer?
Yeah,
Shimmer is the horse.
For your resources.
Not Sparkle.
Questions?
Yeah, one. How the fuck are we gonna get all of this?
I know, guy.
Oh.
Hey, hey.
Don't tell me you told Jesse, please.
Captain Wyoming? I love the man, but he's a little uptight about rules and shit.
Oh,
She told Seth.
she talked to homie. Yeah.
Right?
100%.
We meet by the old East Gate, 3 a.m. 3 a.m.
And don't you forget it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could have just asked.
No, I actually didn't know that.
Oh.
Now you do.
But it's just not the same risk for you two. If she gets bit, she's dead. I'm obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with them as best friends. I'm obsessed with them as lovers. I'm so scared for both of them, though. That's Seth. I see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, with the cane and everything.
Trade.
And my axe.
It's better. Trade.
This is pretty sick.
How'd you get her out?
Janine's night watch at the stables. She's sympathetic to our cause.
Our cause?
You're the one that gave the us speech, not me. You got 10 minutes before patrol comes by. Let's get you going.
The fact that Joel punched him in the face and he's still doing this, it's just interesting, people's characters and what matters to them and what their values are.
I think that's why they set it up when he said I had too much to drink, and it felt really genuine when he apologized.
But also, people can be multiple things.
Yeah, agreed.
No, it's got a nice nuance about it. Oh, this man's trying.
Yeah, but he's also signing their possible death warrant. You know, like, I don't know even if what he's doing is right, but he is doing what he believes is right. And I'm glad he did. Okay, so she stopped by 10 miles. How did they make that headstone?
You gotta have someone good at stone carving in town. Of course, they got that beautiful light.
And father.
Oh. Joe for Joel.
I'm just like so sad about the direction that this show's going in because it's just so hard to watch. Like, what would even be good at this point? Like, what would be a victory?
I don't think there is one.
I know.
Killing Abby slowly, which I know we're not supposed to do, but that's
but it is
I
what we're
want.
rooting for. I hear you.
Fleetwood Mac. Nope. What? I mean, no, it's my opinion.
Yeah, well, your opinion is wrong because Frank Zappa exists.
Hey.
No, come on. Yeah, over Fleetwood Mac.
Let me know if you see any outcroppings or spots with cover.
Why? Looks okay.
Them clouds, though.
Where did they shoot this?
I
Yeah.
would love to know.
Holy shit, that came on fast. How the fuck did you know that was gonna happen? I'm a witch.
So romantic. Smart. Jackets for blankets.
Yeah.
Give you a donation. $400 jacket. Better be a warm blanket. Body warmth. Body warmth.
Yeah. Cuddle up.
Good night.
Night.
Are you guys in love? Is it mutual?
If she opens her eyes, then it is.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for too, Tara. That was so girly.
Okay, but I have a stupid question.
Okay, yeah.
It's about New Year's Eve and
Here we go.
the kid. Whatever, you were super high. And you were drunk.
Right, so it doesn't mean anything, if that's what you're asking.
No, I know that.
Oh.
You've kissed girls before. You're gay, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm just curious.
Oh.
I want to know if I'm any good at it.
I just knew that was going to happen.
Right.
I'm so bummed right now.
Oh, I hated everything in that sentence.
Okay, fine, 6.
Fuck you, 6.
That's not bad.
That sucks. For the record, I don't believe you.
Liar.
You can go back to Jesse.
I already did.
Well, there you have it.
Saw that coming.
Does he ever
boy.
strike you as sad?
Jesse? Yeah. Has he ever told you why?
I think deep inside that's just how he is. At least I hope that's why.
Why would you hope that?
Otherwise
you
we
know
can
it's not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something bad happened.
Good night.
Just when I thought we might get an epic love story on the road.
You're
They're taking
gay. I'm
everything.
not. Stake through my heart.
In theory, we'll come out near Highway 5, just north of the city.
Are they going to come into the Hammer people?
That's what I
Probably,
think.
yeah.
Because they're in the same forest looking. Uh-oh.
Or the aftermath.
Or
of
are
the
they all
Hammer people.
dead?
What's that symbol?
I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Looks like the Jesus fish mixed with a cat eye.
They were talking about the prophet.
A lot of different calibers. I don't think this was Fedra. Dina.
Oh, no.
Dina's up. Oh,
Dina.
God. You better go get her. Oh, God.
Whoa.
What did you see? What did you see?
It was just...
You guys need to stick together at all times. And more important for Dina than it is for Ellie.
Whoa. Grim.
Are the wolves, do they have the zombie juice in them? And that's how they can kill all of
Oh,
them?
you're
or
thinking literal wolves, not WLF?
If this was fucking them, if Abby and her crew did this to people,
But this is so not what they do.
We're close now.
What made her just say that?
I guess because the car looks like we're closer to the city.
Yeah, she's
I'm
got
also
some
just
kinda-
thinking about that little redheaded girl when she was hiding. She went, the demons, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, but when he said it's the wolves.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know how that's possible because unless they're so rogue from the rest of the wolves.
It's quiet.
yeah,
Too quiet.
too quiet.
Yeah.
Curtis or Viper?
Both in all 4 movies.
9 more miles.
We got here way quicker than I thought. I was kind of thinking that the next 5 episodes were going to be them.
On the way to Seattle?
Yeah,
Oh, my
kind of.
God. Yeah, we're already here. Yeah.
Walking Dead shot.
Yeah, 100%. So you watched the series too?
I watched a good chunk of it. I think
Wow, that looks great.
I fell off somewhere in season 7, I think.
Fucking Seattle.
Great.
Because there aren't that many wolves.
There's about to be a whole lot less.
5.
Curtis or Viper?
What? No, that was just me. I was trying to sound like a badass.
You did.
You don't need to try.
Oh. I think you're having a slow awakening that you don't quite know what to do with yet.
That's the sickest shot. And yeah, I'm with you. Like every time she leans into her,
I'm like, girl, you buy at least. Like, what are we playing with here?
it's a whole spectrum. I just feel like
Yeah, go ahead.
maybe she likes her. I don't know.
We're moving up to the fob. All clear between checkpoint 3 and 5.
What is
He's
it,
like,
Mary?
why do I have to check?
Told me to watch 6 and 8. Now they want fucking 3 and 5.
He's gonna recognize them. He's one of the only people who could.
Oh my god.
Oh, there they are. Okay. That makes sense why they would be able to kill a whole herd of people if they freaking have
military vehicles
But
and
being
shit, yeah.
able to versus why. But they said they kill people who can defend themselves, and they all had hammers.
Maybe it's like become sort of a Nazi regime here, maybe.
Well, they're the militia, what they already referred to themselves as.
Didn't Nazis use wolf
Jeez.
symbolism too?
I felt like, yeah, that's why I'm getting a vibe where I'm like,
Wolf. A new horde. Oh. Gosh.
wait, that was it?
I know, I'm shocked too, Tara. That felt like a 2-minute episode.
Reject Nation, when looking at where this channel's at now to where it once was when this first started, there's a lot of growing pains. There always will be growing pains, but I remember back in the day, it was like wearing every single hat. Creative, editor, accountant, marketer, every answer had to come from me in some way, and every new day brought some type of decision that I questioned whether or not I was qualified to make. And that's why I wish we had something like Shopify from the start. Because when you feel like you're building something alone, it helps to have a platform that actually works with you, and that's what Shopify does. So what is Shopify? Well, first off, it's the platform that powers RejectNationShop.com and millions of other businesses worldwide. And honestly, whether you're just getting started or already growing, Shopify gives you the tools, accessibility to build a professional-looking online store and actually run it. So you can pick from ready-made templates, sell your products, manage inventory, track analytics, all in one place. We started using Reject Nation Shop before we ever partnered with them, and we haven't left ever since for many a reason. It even has AI tools to help write your product descriptions and built-in marketing tools to help reach your audience fast. And the support, rock solid. From shipping to payments to customer service, you are covered. So if you've got an idea and finally ready to take it seriously, turn your big idea into with Shopify on your side. You can sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/rejects. Once again, that's shopify.com/rejects. Thank you, Shopify, for positively affecting our lives.
How long was that? Oh my God. That literally felt like 5 minutes.
I know, I'm so with you. I thought we were just getting into it.
Well, gang, we're just getting out of it. Thank you to Prepper for chopping these highlights down, for keeping our company moving throughout this apocalypse wasteland. It is tough work, and we do appreciate them mightily for these tight turnarounds. And RejectNationShop.com. Oh, and if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, leave us some stars, maybe 5 to start with. Never know. Anywho, gang, how we feeling after another rip-snorting episode of the happy-go-lucky, nothing bad's gonna happen today series?
I feel worse watching this than I feel watching Handmaid's Tale. And that's like the most messed up. I mean, I hate feeling this way after watching a show. Here's what I'll say about it. Obviously, it's an unbelievable show.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing an incredible job. Everything sounds perfect. Everything looks perfect. The actors are flawless. The script, the dialogue, everything is amazing. I just feel like crapola. And even though it's always been The Last of Us and depressing or whatever, I felt like when we had Joel and Ellie, I felt love alive and hope. And as much as I love our new characters, I guess, all of them, because we did see a lot of them for the first half of the episode, which also felt like 2 seconds. I feel like crap when this just ended. I just feel like crap.
Yeah, because our one little hope that we had was that if Elle goes off with Dina, that there is still this unspoken, somewhat romance, that we get a win somehow, that it's some sort of like happy distraction that we never would have gotten if Joel was still in the picture. Give us freaking something. And then they don't, right? The sentence that is just a freaking killer is she's like, well, you're gay and I'm not. So tell me how the kiss was. And then, and there's still, I still think it's really great direction / writing to have Dina sort of lean in and be like, you don't even have to try to be a badass. She says,
I wasn't that high.
Exactly. I wasn't that high. Everybody should look at you as the most dangerous person. Like all of these things. And she's with her, and their banter is just like it was with her and Joel. And there's obviously a connection there that is leading the audience to go, why does Dina say that, yet she's still playing with fire in regards to Elle? That keeps me hanging on because I just go, why is she saying it that way, leaning into her? Why does she off the cuff say I wasn't that high? What's going on here? I'm very intrigued by that situation, but I absolutely agree with you, Rox. It doesn't, I literally thought it was 5 minutes. Like this episode came and went. I felt like I blacked out because really all this was waking up to me being in absolute denial that Joel is gone.
Yeah.
And then, Ellie getting free of the hospital, love O'Hara. I don't have time to enjoy her as much because I'm just like, oh my God, he's still dead. And then we visit him, right? And it's shot beautifully. It's a great golden hour shot and they're off and they're going. I like the line where she's like, I'm going to go kill Abby. Yep, that's what I want. I want Abby to die a slow death. But I just, right now, I'm not feeling great. I thought the little win for me would just be, we don't know about Dina and Elle. And right now, what Dina said, that's where I'm at.
John.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
John rocking back and forth to soothe his pain right now.
Yeah. It's very fascinating the way that the feeling and the tone and the taking in of this show has adjusted. Like, and again, I do have to give some level of props because it is like a very permeating feeling that these last couple episodes have left you with, and it's very effective in getting the point across, and putting you into the shoes of these characters. And it's interesting when you think like, okay, so this is something like what Abby and her crew must have been feeling life, and in the wake of, what Joel did to, the Fireflies back at the hospital and all that stuff, and to, this chance potentially for some kind of cure. It's a very interesting episode, this, because it is like a bit more interstitial. It is like kind of like it almost feels like the first two episodes were like a big old prologue, and now this was sort of like Act 1, even though, I'm sure a more structure-minded person would probably correct me and say, actually, no. But yeah, this is kind of how it feels. It's sort of like this episode is now we are starting out on the actual journey of the season, and we are getting into, the place we're going to spend the actual lion's share of our time.
What do you mean by that, though, John? Like, do you think that the majority of this season is going to be Dina and Ellie in Seattle?
Seattle, maybe.
Kind of. I don't know. Like,
I'm not saying I don't think that. I'm just curious.
I don't expect her to find them and kill Abby, like, to next episode or anything like that. Like, I have to, I don't know. I have no idea kind of what to expect. And part of it feels like with the way this is moving and the fact that we're already to Seattle, because I can't remember which one of you said it, but it did feel like, this will take longer to get there, and there will be more random shit happening along the way.
That was me, but I think we all agreed. It just we were in Wyoming, and then we were in Seattle.
Yeah, and we've been jumping through
and
time.
There was no obstacles to get there, like literally zero.
Yeah, which is interesting. And I mean, certainly the stuff with the folks wandering through the woods, this nomad tribe, wandering through the woods was interesting.
Who the hell is the prophet?
It's a good question.
They've been dead.
Is she gonna pop up?
No, they've been dead. We heard
they've been dead, but even then, I'm like, well, I don't know. Until we understand truly, like, is this a person? Is this some kind of machine or apparatus or some kind of other naturally occurring phenomenon? Like, anytime we're in a situation like this and someone's talking about a prophet,
you're talking about the Hammer people, right?
Yeah. I mean, it would stand to reason that this is just a person, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. You're in the post-apocalypse, and this is again a group of very specific looking folks with a very specific, what looks like set of rules and rituals. The garb, the hammers, all that. And they certainly seem like a more, faith-minded, superstitious.
Do you think we're going to hear more about them? Or do you think that's the last we have of them?
The last of them.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
No, I didn't say I think that. I'm curious because we're now with the wolves, and seemingly we just wiped out every single Joker-faced hammerhead.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether we're going to do flashbacks and learn more about, like, what all that was about, or whether that was just to show us, like, women, kids, they don't give a crap. Wolves will cut you.
It does beg the question, I think, of that philosophical touchstone. We don't kill people who can't defend themselves. And part of my brain in this moment goes, well, the little girl had a hammer. Is like the logic someone would use.
Totally.
I don't know. I mean, because we didn't see them, my guess is that like this isn't what Abby and her crew are trying to do, and maybe the wolves themselves have gone awry in their own way in the past 5 odd years or whatever. Like part of me, because we didn't see them, I feel like the idea is we're supposed to think like,
See
oh man, whoever the wolves that killed these people, like, you know, we don't actually get a glimpse at them. We just see from their perspective. So I think they want you to think, oh man, Abby and her crew went ham on these dudes and they're so threatening and formidable and they don't stand on their code. And so I feel like that's got to be a mislead. Like,
it didn't even look like they fought back. It looked like they were all lying their face up like they'd been placed that way, which was the confusing part, right? Like, it didn't look like we killed them all on the road and we left them there. It looked like we've moved their placement.
Yeah.
They were bleeding from the nose, a lot of them, which made me think like, I don't know. Did you guys take something? Like, was this like we just don't know. So I do think we're going to see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's made to make you question and made to, you know, throw you off and get you wondering more than it is made to like suggest, you know, I don't think you can extrapolate an answer out of this yet. Because, you know, it's all sort of adding to our perspective on who the wolves could potentially be. You get this other group, and then you're just like, who else is out there in this world? And then, you know, you see Ellie and Dina, you know, kind of coming across the aftermath of this, and I'm sure that they are going to, you know, ascribe this to the wolves and by extension Abby, and this will fuel their conflict that much more, and then maybe come to find like, oh, this isn't how we are, this isn't what we do. I don't know. I think, though, definitely this is an episode designed to create more questions and more uncertainty and more tensions as we arc into this next phase of the story, because this is the beginning of a new chapter. 3 months later, this new journey begins.
I feel... Oh, go ahead.
Just 2 yes or no questions for you guys. Yes or no. Yes or no, do you think that this season has been a good season so far?
I mean...
Good. Well done.
That's what I got, but only just because I was ripped up from the last one.
So yours is a maybe. What is yours?
Yeah, I think it's kind of too soon to tell.
Okay.
It's like all the work is really good. Everyone's doing a good job. And like, regardless of what the events are, I feel like the way they've been writing thus far has been pretty fleshed and pretty
I didn't
thoughtful.
get a yes or no from either of you guys. Because my next question is, are you liking it?
I'm appreciating it so far. It's very much designed to where you can't. I don't think I could give a yes or no until I've seen the whole thing, which I think is more fun in some ways, more interesting. It's rare that I encounter this situation in full, where I've rarely watched a show where, as of these last 2 episodes, I'm like, I could not begin to tell you if I think that this is like the right thing to do for the narrative, or if I think I think it's still good TV, and then I'm still compelled and I am affected by what they've been doing, even if it means being upset over, you know, Joel and various other things. And I think they're smartly kind of using both that lingering sense of dismay and hurt to also then coat the mysteries that are arising and the question marks, because, you know, all of us are certainly in Ellie's shoes wanting, you know, justice to be served and, you know, wanting everyone to approve, like, nah, send a team out there. These are our people, you know, we would want, you know, Joel would have done this for any of us, blah, blah, blah.
My answers are yes, that I think this is really good season. I don't know my answer to if I'm liking it or not, because like that one is harder.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe the feelings I'm feeling right now.
I agree. It's like I'm enjoying it for the art, for the sake of obviously what they're doing. They're doing something right in the fact that I literally felt like I blacked out in that episode. Felt like 5 minutes.
Yes.
They're putting us in a position to feel the way we feel. They're being very intentional about it. And if we are sitting in this, then they've done their job, and they've done an outstanding job at that.
Yeah,
with the writing
yes.
and with the direction.
Yes, Tara.
And I believe they want us sitting here as such.
Yeah.
So you have done a good job at that, but you may also, may get some backlash from people who are absolutely pissed and being like, F this, I'm out. And I'm not there. I'm like, this pulled me in a little bit more, but you knew what you were doing intentionally by still not even giving us one little glimmer of freaking hope, like with Dina and Elle, except you kind of still do.
Yeah.
And also, I think that they did a good job of making the Prophet people, the Hammer people, so incredibly different with scars on their faces that people are joining this group, and that the wolves seem to me in one shot like a Nazi regime.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they set him up to be. And do you see how
why
orderly?
why have you said that a few times?
Because I think that the wolves have gone off on their own, and they are not now following rules where we don't kill people that don't have a weapon. I think that they're like, if you aren't a wolf or a firefly and you try to come to Seattle, plan on dying. Plan on your death. This is our area, and we're going to freaking watch out for it like a Nazi regime. And if you're not one of us, or don't decide to turn yourself over to one of us, bang, bang.
Well, okay, so the Nazi regimes are conquerors. Do you feel like the wolves are going out and trying to
I think
conquer?
so.
So
I
they're
think
not just
so.
protecting their home. You think that they're going out and
I
they're
think
trying to
so.
take more territory
Yeah.
and more interesting?
I do. I think it's like sort of the opposite of the Prophet Hammer people, who remind me of Latter-day Saints, Mormons back in the day, Oregon Trail, right? They were trying to get to Utah. They killed a lot of people while they were trying to get there in the name of whatever they call their person, Joe or Joseph.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. So
It
you
was-
think there's more of them? You think
I
there's
think-
more of the Hammer people somewhere else?
I think there is. And I also think that it's the same thought process behind the wolves, that we're going out, and if you don't become one of us, like we're fireflies, you took us out, you thought you were going to take us out, not so much.
I'm curious what. So if the wolf pack led by Abby, you guys know how Ellie pitched to everybody like, "Hey, I need 16 people, and we need to go out and get vengeance," and they voted it down. I wonder if Abby pitched to all the wolves, "Yo, I need 5 people," like, because we saw the beginning of it, but she was like, and we're gonna take it as long as it takes, And
Right.
if they were like, "Yeah." You know, like, I wonder what the rest of the wolves think about what Abby and her crew was just able to accomplish.
Right.
Whether they were like, hell yeah, go get them, or whether they didn't know, or like what the deal with that was. You know,
I
because it was 5 years that it took them. Like,
Right.
we got to Seattle in one episode. It took her five
In a
5
beautiful
years.
montage.
Yeah.
I know, right? I feel like in those 5 years, the wolves may have changed significantly since Abby was there.
Might be.
You know, it's like a little Easter egg was left behind, and they're like,
But I guess the question then becomes, because homie's there, the guy
Danny.
Ramirez
Yeah,
is
I
there,
don't
so
know his
he
name.
can't. Like, it seems like the rest of the crew wasn't maybe on the exact same page as Abby, or you know, given what she was doing to Joel, everyone in the rooms would be like, I don't know about this, and that suggests that at least like the rest of them have some kind of unity of mind.
or did 5 years prior.
No, in the room when she's killing Joel.
No, I know. I'm
But,
just
like,
saying they haven't seen their people in 5 years. So we don't know what they've experienced. The rest of the wolves, we don't know what they've experienced in 5 years, because
Yeah.
when they left is who they are, you know?
Yeah, and so at least as of the Danny Ramirez character, he's not bothered by this. So either he was already leaning in that direction, maybe they all were. I'm saying, but I guess I bring that up to say that if Danny Ramirez was part of the group of people in that room with Joel going like, oh man, I think this is going a little too far, I could see how he might get back and suggest that the rest of them are kind of on whatever page he's on, and that might be a different page than Abby. And so then we might just only get Abby as sort of this, you know, counter to whatever the wolves have become presence, and maybe that will create some kind of means for
Interesting.
something else to happen other than just a simple revenge mission and stuff. I don't know. Like, it's good because it's giving you all these things that you can look at and you know, wonder about and extrapolate on.
Certainly thought-provoking.
Yeah, it gives you enough to
Absolutely.
chew on where you can plausibly be like, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. And I think that's, you know, a nice thing in and of itself. Because, yeah, I don't know. And it seems like Abby is certainly the kind of person to lend herself to some level of fascist rule of thought anyway, you know, but at the same time also seemed like somebody who, in a twisted way, did have some kind of adherence to that way of doing things that she talks about to Joel. I don't know. I'm very curious because the way, again, that they drew all those characters up till now has been very sort of earnest, and I don't know. I feel like they're doing a good job of setting up a bunch of things that you're just supposed to be wondering about. And I think, yeah, it's like the marching of the soldiers through the street and all that stuff, and they've got these big military vans. Like, you know, it's a good enough of an immediate threat to what Dina and Ellie are doing, but also makes you wonder, yeah, like just given what the images look like, am I supposed to be taking an even greater sense of ominousness from what these guys not only are physically capable of, but what they believe in?
Guys, I just realized something.
What's up?
In today's, when Tommy says very specifically to Ellie, we don't go, when Ellie's like, he would have gone after him if this had happened to somebody else. And he said, we don't go after people who, the killers, we go after people who are still alive. And I don't see Tommy not coming after Ellie and Dina.
Yeah.
Especially because he just said that to her.
Yeah.
We go after people who are still alive.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a shot in hell that Tommy knows
no
that
way.
she's out there and he doesn't go. And we already have painted this whole story with Dina and Jesse. I definitely think that right now and not that 4 people isn't outnumbered, but I wonder if the 16, they get their 16 because they Maria approves it because now they're not going after the killer. They're going after their own if they're worried about them, you know?
Well, also Seth said, well, what's her nuts is sympathetic to the cause.
Yes.
Seth will obviously have to tell Tommy. It'll spread because he's going to be like, where the F are they? You have to tell me now. And that may be, if he's going, we got to help him. They can't go alone. So I think, you know, maybe they will get close to the number that they originally wanted.
It's just interesting that we just heard Tommy say, we go after the people who are still alive. So it's like, that's his line in the sand.
Gosh, man, yeah. It's fun. Like, it's fun at least to have all this to wonder about, even if it has been, again, if there's a pall cast over everything. I'm still enjoying the sort of like being engrossed in wondering what's about to happen and being, you know, caught up in all these little details. And
Clearly
like
me
that.
too. And clearly Tara too. I just, I'm conflicted internally.
Yeah. And it's, I feel like that's the sign of a good show. Like, I think a lot of the most striking shows are good at giving you not what you want, but what is ultimately dramatically the best for the overall story. And I could certainly see a case for that happening here. And yeah, like I got to imagine Tommy would get back out there in some capacity. And yeah, I don't know. It's this was an episode that went by and was paced. It's weird. This has this quality where I'm like, this is taking its time in the moment, but it also does move. It's paced in such a way where when an episode finishes, you are like, oh damn, we're already done. And so yeah, it's like, even though again the emotional adjustment is I don't know. I think they've created something very striking because the emotionality like really rings out and it really stays with you. But they're also moving in what feels like a graceful pace that allows you to, again, get these little nuances and stuff, but also feels like it is kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, even though I'm surprised that they're already at Seattle, for example, I'm not upset about that yet. Sometimes the map can feel too small in ways that are bad. Thus far, you know, we've done a couple time jumps this season, but it still has me, and it still has me sort of like, okay, like let's see where this goes. And I don't have too many red flags up about this decision or that decision, minus just being generally dismayed about the crazy shock with Joel.
What's the distance from Jackson Hole to Seattle? I'm doing some Googling, guys.
There was definitely some, Wyoming to Washington.
Because they're in Jackson, right? Don't they keep saying?
Yeah.
Jackson Hole, or something like that. And how many Jackson Holes are there? Anyway, and I do like that this is a show that draws a certain amount of nuance for us to chew on and wonder about, because I think Dina and Ellie are a great example of that, whereas Dina says certain things and her behaviors suggest other things, and you're not really certain which is which, and some people, I don't know, it just feels alive in that way where you're like, I don't know. She certainly seems like she's flirting, but maybe she's just that kind of person, and her normal mode is just comes across flirty unintentionally. You know.
Here we go, guys. It's 870 miles.
Oh, that's not that far.
It is very far. That would be 14 hours in a car. That would be 76 hours on bike, 317 by foot. And it's not like all the roads are open.
Right.
So,
317
that it's not. I mean, I guess it's not
Like
as
a
far.
week.
It's a third of the way across the country.
They did a montage.
Yeah, they did. No, I'm not
They
even
did go to
complaining.
sleep once.
I'm actually really glad that they didn't show us the whole journey for the most part, because I did watch all of The Walking Dead. I do tend to watch every apocalypse show. And what they always do is they break two people off, and then we see all of the issues with them getting somewhere. And then the last thing we do is see them finally get there, and then the season's over.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that they were like,
We're here.
we're here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. It's just funny because I didn't expect it.
Me neither.
Yeah, and it's interesting the way that they do stuff that makes you remember this is a post-Walking Dead world, and there are things that do remind me anyway, and I think us of The Walking Dead. And then it's interesting to note the way that they separate themselves from that show.
But did the video game come out? The second video game come out before The Walking Dead?
I don't know when the games dropped in relation to the comics. I would say the games probably come after the comics.
Before The Walking Dead comics?
The games, I think, would probably have to have come after the Walking Dead comics, but I am not certain of that. My guess would be that the game would have, well...
And The Walking Dead did take from the comics for the first little bit, but then they really deviated for a lot of stuff, too.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's got to be a lot tighter for the proximity between Walking Dead, the show, and Last of Us, the video game. But even that, I'm not 100% sure about. I mean, The Last of Us,
I'm doing some Googling.
I think, came out sometime in the 2000s, if not the early 2010s, maybe. I'm trying to think what generation of games we were on. But great atmospherics, too. Like, you can really feel every environment. You can really feel just the weight of travel, even if we are kind of moving in the story relatively quickly from place to place.
The Last of Us, the initial video game, came out in 2013.
Okay.
The second one came out in 2020.
Yeah, it took a long time. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's way after. I didn't know when these games were. That's way after
Yeah,
The
it
Walking
is.
Dead comics.
And then, yeah, when did Walking Dead the movie or the show premiere?
Let's see.
I was going to say, that's got to be right around there.
2022? 2020?
What?
No, way before that. 20.
There's been 10. I watched 10 seasons of this show.
Oh, The Walking Dead.
The
I
Walking
thought you
Dead
said this
series.
show.
No,
yeah.
no,
I
you're
was
on the money then.
2010.
Okay, so the Walking Dead show. Okay, so yeah, both iterations precede the game.
Yeah, that's interesting because I thought this game was so long ago. I was very wrong on that.
Yeah.
But I should have known because whatever. Anyway, that I thought that The Walking Dead probably borrowed from these games, but clearly this does borrow a lot from The Walking Dead. It does seem with some of the shots and even with some of the like dynamics. Kind of cool. Well, and The Walking Dead borrows from every other apocalypse thing, and every other apocalypse thing, that's what you're supposed to
There's
do.
only so many ways you can divide people up in a show like this, and I guess it's nice that at least they haven't. I think after a while, The Walking Dead falls into this mode where you're like, okay, so the pattern of a lot of these episodes is going to be we're going to appear on these two guys, and then 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 eventually some of them are going to kind of get together here and there, and then maybe there's a zombie attack, but you can kind of feel just the cycle of like, okay, cut to another person sidling up to somebody else to have a convo, and I like that, like I don't mind characters talking, that's the drama, the juice, but this doesn't feel structured in the character scenes the same way some of The Walking Dead does to me. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's leaves this lingering feeling where you feel like you haven't quite arrived at the thing to say. But at the same time, like I think they are killing it, and they are making for a very unique and gripping TV experience. And I think that's all you can really ask for.
I agree.
And it's fun to be here to really feel, especially like we're here at the mercy of each next reveal, and again, doing our best to shield from spoilers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it does really feel like, damn, I'm just on the hook, and,
Totally.
and they've got us on the hook, which I
They
think
really
is the
do.
ultimate, signifier of like, yeah, job well done so far.
You did good, kid. You did good.
So, here's hoping that better things prevail in Seattle. Here's hoping that, Jesse, I don't know, just I want good things for Jesse. I I want good things for Ellie and
Here's
Dina.
hoping Joel's still alive.
Yes, there's always
Last
hope,
shot of the
Rox.
season, his hand reaches up
There's
to the thing.
always hope.
Yes, we didn't see him.
Somebody else's body's in that bag. We don't know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There was actually a Joel doppelganger
Exactly.
that he got to go out on, that particular patrol that day, and Joel himself is actually off on a top secret mission.
Crazier things
He
have
got picked
happened.
up in the same helicopter that picked up Rick in that one
Evil
episode when he went away
twin.
for a while.
Yeah,
never know.
This is the best zombie soap opera I've ever seen.
We don't know.
And last thing I'll say, I do appreciate, like that guy was shitty, Seth was shitty, but I like the way that they've
Came back.
handled that too, because he does seem like at least a nuanced character, even if that is part of his soul somewhere, and there must have been some reason why he said what he said. But the way that he has been sort of like attempting to atone for it, and what that actor brings to it, speaks to another just instance of that sort of gray area nuance of like, yeah, maybe there is some shitty stuff about this guy, but this guy seems like in his heart of hearts he wants to help. Maybe, unless unless he's sending them out to die, but it seems like he is trying to atone somehow.
I think so, because people can be two totally different people when they drink. And he did say, I had too much to drink, and sometimes people can flip a freaking switch.
Yeah.
I don't think it had as much to do with the drinking, honestly. I do think that was probably in his soul, and he doesn't want it to be. But,
Yeah.
But what I really think is that this is a message to all of us always about like people who we're not politically aligned with. Sometimes are the people who will save you, like who will show up for you.
Agreed.
Like when you are in your worst scenarios, sometimes people who you feel you have nothing in common. You guys view the world completely differently. Everything you voted for different people. Your opinions on progressive or conservative matters are different. All of that. But if you end up in the hospital, they're the one bringing you cake. You know, like so.
Absolutely.
I do think that they were kind of showing us a little bit there, like. This is a very, very angry man who said something that at the best was rude, at the worst was homophobic, right?
Yeah.
And yet, when she needed somebody, this was the only person who showed up with the things. So it is an interesting lesson. I'm not exactly sure if we'll see more of that, but I do think that is something of these times for us to think about.
Absolutely. Well, gang, whatever you're thinking about, leave it for us down in the comments that we will eventually check once we are well and firmly out of spoiler territory. Who knows when that'll be if this show goes 4 seasons or more. Maybe we'll never get to read another comment as long as we live, for fear of Last of Us spoilers. But for right now, this is the last of this review. Be well, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Mikhail, if there was a place where I would like to be bogged down or hiding out when there's an epidemic, an infection going on, it's Switzerland.
Oh, no.
Not Sweden.
No, you
Sweden
failed,
can
Mikhail.
Suck a D.
You were supposed to make a case for your people.
Not happening, all right?
For your
Switzerland
land.
is more popular. It's a little bit more pretty. I don't even know what Sweden looks like. I bet it's a dumping ground for infected.
It's
is what
where
it is.
Switzerland sends their trash.
How many people walk into Sweden being like, this isn't Switzerland? Oh, damn it.
Wrong Scandinavian sounding name.
All the time. So, no, it ain't going to be there. But in all seriousness, if you were infected, I'd gladly put you down. I want you to know that. I would gladly put a little stab to the head.
I would be sad.
Stab to the head.
I would be sad about it, but I guess we would have to.
Oh, I wouldn't be sad at all. I feel like that's what he'd want.
That is true. Mikhail would want us not to have the infection spread on his account. He's a very polite seeming guy.
Why would he want us? Why would he want the opposite? Mikhail, listen, man, I'd be happy to kill you. So even if like we're talking like scenario of a fake infection out there, but if there's something more real, like a common cold, and you just don't like the cough anymore, I'd gladly fly to Switzerland, then take a car, travel over to Sweden, and because there's no way I'm flying into Sweden. Oh my god, I don't want to be.
Do they even have pavements or airports or infrastructure?
See, John speaking the right language. No, then I would gladly put you down if the scratchy throat was causing a little too much problems. So much love. Happy rest of the year.